Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we'll be looking at the new Escalade IQ. This is the fully electric Escalade. Before we get into this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Cadillac here in Provo for giving me some time with this Escalade. I'll include a link to the website in the description down below. If you have any questions, need any help, just ask for Alec. I'll also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Now we don't have an engine to start because this is fully electric, but you guys can see the front storage space while we talk about these specs. So we have 750 horsepower, 785 pound-feet of torque, a 200 kilowatt hour battery pack, and then 460 miles of electric driving range. And you probably noticed we do have a household outlet up front. Anywho, let's close it up. So I think if I just hold down, no, I have to press it twice, and then I think hold down, if I remember right from the Hummer. Boom, pretty straightforward. So before we move forward with this review, please subscribe if you want to see more content just like this. So taking a look at the hood, it's quite a bit different compared to the non-electric Escalade or the regular Escalade, whatever you want to call it. It raises up towards the center, whereas the regular one, it's raised on either side. You've got Escalade style headlights though, so those are somewhat similar. But then notice the whole front end's closed off, but they still do some markings and everything to make it look like there's something happening. But yeah, it's very interesting looking to say the least. Now, turning wheel setup is 275 by 50 by 24 in the front and over in the rear. And you can see here with the wheels silver there on the top, it's all blacked out in the center section, and it's mostly closed off, I assume for aerodynamic efficiency. We've got the painted fender flares here. That's kind of cool. I wonder if that illuminates with the turn signal. Yeah, it does. Little turn signal light. And then you guys can see that it doesn't look as, I mean, it's a huge vehicle. It doesn't look as big as a normal Escalade because of the kind of more aerodynamic design, but this is just a couple inches smaller than an Escalade ESV, so it is a big vehicle. This leads us to the key fob. We have our lock and unlock function, remote start. We got the opening for the front and then the opening for the rear, and it looks like we don't have the pop-out glass like the regular Escalade. Anyways, taking a look at the storage space, yeah, it looks like this is kind of in between an ESV and a regular Escalade, slightly bigger than a regular Escalade. You can see here with the seats, just like a regular Escalade, you can lower down the second row, raise and lower the third row. Got a little storage area down below. So yeah, I mean, that's shockingly similar to the regular Escalade. And then taking a look at the taillights, definitely quite a bit different. They don't go up nearly as far on the bodywork. Still have a really cool design there. You can see the 1000 E4 there. I think it's for Newton meters. Anyways, that is the rest of the rear. And then popping inside, this is where things get, well, not too crazy. So you've got some soft touch here, you got the blue stitching, and it looks like fake wood trim, more stitching down below. Handles just like in the new Escalade. Yeah, all this stuff is pretty much a carryover. Seats are a little bit different. Similar to the design you see in like the Lyric, looks like. Got all the adjustments here on the side like normal. Getting in's easy with the side steps. Good legroom. These front seats are quite a bit different. Look at the stitching in the center. Got this little screen here in the back, the rear passengers. Control the climate, the heated seats and all of that, so pretty fancy. Captain chairs, by the way. I will say the slope design means there's less headroom than a regular Escalade. And then taking a look at the third row here, you still have the same design with the stitching. Here's a better look at the bottom section. You can see the USB there with the armrest and all of that. Vents up top too. And again, it slopes there in the back, so that gets in the way of headroom just a little bit. This leads us up front where, again, you got all the soft touch here down below with all of the blue stitching. All of our window controls here. The mirrors, power fold in. This is for the seats, so heated and cooled seat function. You've got your memory seat function, all of your adjustments there. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. $12.84 for the payload, so similar to a regular Escalade. Let's see what the towing is. 8,000 pounds, wow, so it can still tow. It's pretty cool with the headrest. Nice trim all down the center of the seat, and because the adjustments are on the door panel, this is freed up. We've got power adjustable steering wheel, and you can see for opening the trunk in the front and then raising and lowering the suspension of the vehicle. Now this is one of those cars where you just close the door, push on the brake, and then you're good to go. So taking a look at the steering wheel, it is identical to the new Escalade for the most part. You do have the regen paddle there on the back, but still have Super Cruise, got the V mode, right? That's for your crazy fast acceleration. With this, you get all the juice. But yeah, you've got your volume controls, voice command, phone controls, all of that. Turn signal / windshield wiper stock. You've got your column shifter. And then this has the new screen here in the center, which you can change what it shows. Oh, this one doesn't have the augmented reality or the night vision, but still has pretty good amount of customization there. So we've got the 360 camera system here. See all throughout. Solid setup, good resolution. And yeah, I mean, this is just like, I just reviewed 2 Escalades before. This is just like regular Escalade with the screen. When I say regular, I'm just talking about the gas powered. You've got all the different drive modes here with this. Your VMAX, of course, the max acceleration. But yeah, I mean, it's all pretty straightforward. It still has the passenger screen too, which is kind of like it's gonna be hard for the camera to focus. But yeah, it's basically like secondary infotainment system. And again, you've got screen across the entire dash here. Probably one of the biggest that we have in the car industry right now. And of course, if you didn't get enough of your daily recommended amount of screen time, you've got more screen down here to control just everything on the car. So for example, if I want to open up the glove box, yeah, it's on the screen. Sorry about the lighting with the camera. It's kind of difficult this time of day. But you can see you can open up the charging port. But yeah, also for the seats, heated and cooled function, the position, and all of that. So it's, put my hand right there. But yeah, pretty straightforward with the use, but lots of screen. And then this is interesting. So this controls the top screen in the regular Escalade, but the phone charging pads down here, oh, they have 2. Never mind. They just doubled 2 phone charging pads. Got some cup holders there too, and then actually has trailer brake controls. This leads us to the center console, which is massive. Nice trim here on the top. We've got a camera rear view mirror, and we have a glass roof. And apparently if you want to close this glass roof, there's no shade or anything. It's automatic. You just have to put some Velcro on the roof and then put a shade up manually. Yeah, crazy, right? So a couple things before we drive this. First off, I just saw this that I should have mentioned earlier. 680 horsepower, 615 if you're not in the Velocity Max mode. Anyways, this one's a Sport 1. Stickers for about 133 grand. See how it drives. Okay, that was weird. let's set off. I don't know if, I think I just was a little bit too impatient and needed to wait for it to load up. But, you know, we'll see how this electric Escalade is. Very, very curious. I'm gonna have the drive mode tab pulled up. Now what I will say right off the bat is, just like the gas Escalade, it's very comfortable. Suspension. Ooh. Yeah, and being fully electric, acceleration seamless. Oh my gosh, that regen pedal is way more aggressive than I thought it would be. I don't have to use the brakes at all. I can just use the pedal. That is weird. That is a weird feeling. But yeah, it's definitely a big beast. You feel the weight. I think Escalade buyers might really like this, actually. It's easier to be smooth with the actual brake than it is with the regen paddle. But anyways, yeah, I really do think, because this doesn't ruin the Escalade experience whatsoever. Like some cars, you go from ICE to EV and the character of the car is just completely ruined. But with this, yeah, it doesn't change. I mean, it changes, sorry, but it doesn't change it in a bad way. It's just super smooth. And I think Cadillac's probably doing this smarter than anyone else, because with the same quote-unquote same vehicle, right? They're 2 different platforms, obviously, but both called Escalade. And let's put the VMAX mode on, sport mode. With the same vehicle, you can get a supercharged V8 with almost 700 horsepower. You can get an EV with, yeah, over 700 horsepower. So it's like they offer the best of both worlds, literally. Super, super smart decision, if you ask me. Yeah, it pins you. It's kind of like the Hummer EV though, where it's such a big vehicle that, I mean, it does accelerate quickly and it does feel fast, but it also kind of hides the speed. It's still fast even without the freaking VMAX mode. So yeah, big brain moves by General Motors when it comes to the Cadillac brand, at least. I do like this a lot. I think that it looks pretty cool. I do prefer the style of the new Escalade gas version more than this, but I still think this is good looking for an EV. It drives really well, and it does not ruin the experience whatsoever. So here's the two big takeaways for me. An EV Escalade, yeah, no loss of experience. You still get the luxury, you still get the power, you still get all of the prestige, all of that, you know, the important stuff, like why you would buy an Escalade. You get all of that with this electric Escalade. And Cadillac still offers a crazy gas-powered Escalade for those that just aren't willing to transition to EV, right? They don't like it. And I'm right, you guys know I'm in that category. I mean, that's my V8 Land Cruiser right there in the background. So it's like, I like old school. I like gas. I like more, I mean, that's not like the most old school type of vehicle, but it's an NA V8 SUV, body on frame, solid rear axle. It's more simplistic than a lot of stuff that you have nowadays. So yeah, anyways, the point that I'm trying to make here is the electric Escalade, I would say no downside to this. It's not like what other manufacturers have done. I'm not gonna fit in this parking space. We're just gonna park like an idiot. Anyways, it's not like what other manufacturers have done where they ruin a vehicle in the sense of, like Ford with the, well, yeah, we'll say that. Ford with the Mustang Mach-E. It's like they take a really cool name, put it on a vehicle that's not really all that cool, that's electric. So, I don't know. I don't know. I think that Cadillac has done a better job with EVs than the other two American manufacturers. I mean, Stellantis doesn't really have anything out quite yet. Got the I mean, yeah, that's a good example too. It's like they completely neuter. This is the best example. Completely neuter the new Charger, right? Inline 6 or EV. You can't get a V8 in it anymore. So it like runs the car. Whereas this, still get the V8, get an EV, your choice.